Hello, my dear students. Welcome back. I am Risanshu Goel. I hope you all are fine and doing well at home. Students, we have started with the chapter Data Handling, chapter number 3 of your book. In this chapter, till now we have studied about the mean, median, and mode. Students, mean is the average value of the given data. Mode is the most frequently occurring value, means the value which occurs for the most of the time. It is called the mode, and median is called the middle value of the given data. For median, students, first of all we have to arrange the given data in ascending order. For both median as well as mode, we have to arrange the data in the ascending order, then we solve for it. Today, students, we are going to start with the bar graphs. Students, as I told you, bar graphs, they play a very important role in our life. They play a very important role. Using the bar graph, students, we can interpret the results. We can find our progress from the previous years, and we can even expect our results in the next coming years also. So they are very important. The first important thing in the bar graphs is choosing the scale. Students, it is very important that the correct scale should be chosen. Now, how we can choose the scale? Students, the data given to us, from that we will choose the scale. For example, if the values of the given data lies in tens only, like 20, 25, 30, 35, 38, 40, so here we can choose the scale of 5 very easily. If we have the data somewhat bigger than 50s, 60s, like 60s, 70s, 89, 98, 100, so we can choose a scale of 10 also. It's our choice that of what value we want to choose the scale. For example, here in this example, in different sports, the number of students are given to us. Now, students, here you can see that the maximum value represented by the graph is 75, means maximum number of students available is 75 and minimum is 25. So here we have chosen the scale of 10. You can also choose the scale of 5 as per your convenience. Students, the first important thing is here, this is a complete one box. Here you can say that see that this is a complete one box, and in complete one box there are small 10 lines. This is a complete one box, and in complete one box there are 10 small lines. Right? Now it's your wish what value you want to assign to the single big box. The value which you will assign to the single big box, the same will be repeated for the other boxes also. For example, here I have taken the scale of 10 units. I have given value to the one box as 10. So means by the difference of 10, the another boxes will also gain the values. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and so on. It means each box will represent the 10 units, and in bigger box there are 10 small lines. So the length of one line will be 10 divided by 10 is equals to 1 unit. Therefore, one small division is equals to 1 student, and one big division is equals to 10 students. So it means here in the cricket 75 students are there. This is equivalent to 75. In football, there are 35 students. From here, you will count the number of lines after 30. There are 5 lines after 30, means the football represents the value 35. In this way, you will choose the various scales, students. You can also choose a scale of 100 units, 150 units, 200 units, 1000 units as per the need of the question. Graph is called the single bar graph. Now we will go for the double bar graph. Students, in double bar graph, we deal with the two different things simultaneously. We compare the two different things simultaneously. For example, if I want to compare the marks of two students, for example, if I want to compare the marks of A and B, let the name of the students be A and B. I want to compare the marks of A and B simultaneously, then I will go for the double bar graph. And double bar graph looks like this. Here, bars of sunshine in Margate and Aberdeen. The Margate graph I have represented by the white boxes, and Aberdeen graph I have represented by the grey boxes. So it is very important to differentiate the two graphs from each other so that we can easily recognize that which graph represents the which person or which value. Exercise 3.3, students. First question. Use the bar graph to answer the following questions. Which is the most popular pet? Students, the bar graph is given here. Pet animals and the students. You have to choose which is the most popular pet. It means you have to go for the pet animals which has the highest value. Students, from here you can see that cats, the bar graph of cats, it has the highest value here, that is 10. It means in this case cats is the most popular pets. And second part is how many students have dog as pet. Now we have to the dogs. Now this graph represents the dogs. Now it indicates to the value 8. So 8 students have the dogs as a pet. So in the first part 10 students have the cat as pet. So the most popular pet is cat. In the second part 8 students have the dog as a pet. Second question, read the bar graph 3.4 figure which shows the number of the books sold by a bookstore during 5 consecutive years and answer the following questions. The number of the books 5 years are given to you. First part, about how many books were sold in 1989, 1990 and 1992. Students, in this you have to find how many books were sold in 1989, 90 and 92. You can see that here the one box, this is equivalent to the 100 units. Here you have taken the scale of 100 units, means one box it represents the 100 books. So in 1989 is, dear students, from here you will make a straight line. You will count the number of lines or you will measure the scale. So it will be equals to 180, means the books sold in 1989 is 180. The books sold in 1990. From here again you will draw a straight line and you will measure the value. The books sold in 480. Similarly, the books sold in 1992 are 220. Students, whenever you have to check the values, you will join that block to the y-axis and then you will compare the value. You will find the value after counting the number of blocks under it. Were about 475 books sold and about 225 books sold. Students, 475. See, this is the range of 400 to 500. This is a range of 400 to 500, and in this range this bar graph lies. So in the year 1990, 475 books were sold and 225. This is a range of 200 and 300, and you have to check that in which year around 225 books were sold. So in 1992, around 225 books were sold. When you will join this, you will get the idea of 225. Were fewer than 250 books sold. Now students, we have to check for the years in which the books were less than 250. Less than 250 means this is less than 250. This is also less than 250. So we will go for the years in which the books were less than 250. They were 1989, 1992. In how you would estimate the number of books sold in 1989. Students, now we have to estimate the number of books sold in 1989. This is the graph of 1989. So you have to estimate this where the line is touching the y-axis. This axis is called the y-axis and this is called the x-axis. So the line where it is touching the y-axis, from that we count the number of books. It means we estimate the books by drawing a horizontal line from the top of the 1989 bar to the y-axis. Where the line touches the y-axis is the number of the books. So students, in this way you will use the bar graph and you can interpret the different values. So students, you will try these sums at home. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.